Alright. Alright, so let's assume I died for some reason. Either you die or you just done crafting and power leveling and maybe you stat your stuff or maybe another teammate is holding your stuff and you are running out of time and you want to keep getting more levels. So the next place you're gonna go is gonna be North 2, which is probably my favorite location to power leveling because North 2, oddly enough, is supposed to be a hard area, but the North 2 area has less raptors, less Carnos. You'll probably encounter maybe a Terracinosaurus or maybe some Dillos, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna run North 2. This time around I'm actually facing Carno Island. So same plan. Same plan. I'm gonna get some wood, get a pickaxe. Just in case something happens. I'm gonna slowly gather berries on my way there so I don't have to worry too much about running out of food. So obviously this area north 2 is a lot colder than the west 2 area. That's why I gave myself a few points into fortitude, although they're not gonna help too much. But they'll help a little bit. So we're gonna keep following this path all the way up past Carno Island. Cover a little bit more stamina. And so far there hasn't been anything that's out there trying to kill me, which is nice. And this is why I love this area, because there's so much stone, there's lots of wood, lots of fiber. A lot more fiber compared to the West 2 area. That's why I prefer this spot, because there's a lot more drops, there's a lot more bushes, a lot more wood, a lot more stone. And honestly, most of the newer players like to go to the west or south areas of the map, but not that many people go north too, from my understanding. Although I could be wrong, and then again I could be wrong, and maybe the meta changed and everyone else go to north too. So now I'm gonna go for my first one. Also, the thing about north 2 is like you'll sometimes get like blue drops, purple drops, lots of drop in case you want to transfer right away. Like in case you're playing an official server and you just want to have quick access to some drops. So they're Pegamasses. I'm not too worried about them. They're just gonna rub me out of my berries. There you go. So now that I got this drop, I have a couple of choices. I can just keep crafting, or I could just keep doing this stuff. So I'm gonna get another level. I probably would have been, I probably could have been up to level 30 by now. Level 40 if I had stayed at West 2 crafting things. So I'm going to go for the dossier in the Oasis. And then we're gonna get the beaver one later on. There you go. Usually, oh, there's a Carno there. Alright, I'm not too worried about the Carno. I can pretty much juke him. And go this way instead. There you go. Correct. That is a beauty about having those extra levels. So if I'm correct, there's 2 dossiers in here. There's actually a chance for the Sarco to spawn. So if you do run into a Sargo, you can always lure it to a drag or a beaver, and you should be okay. I can also grab some cementing paste from here if I wanted to. Okay, so the dossier will be here. Just gonna follow this corner here, and there it is. Never node. What is that, number 1? Yeah. That was added not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago. So there's the Sargo. I'm not to worry about him. So now that I got those 3 nodes so far, I could just stand around this area and just keep crafting. But I'm gonna give myself HP and movement speed. Oh dear. The good news is that I'm already have a lot of HP, so I'm not too worried about the Dillos, and I have enough movement speed. So they're no longer, like in the early games of the game, Dillos were very annoying because they were really strong in the very early game, but now they're just annoying. So that's 3 dossiers I got so far. So I'm gonna get the beaver one. Now you have to be a little bit careful when you come out of the oasis area, because if you come out at night, Trudon's aggro range increases. So either you may want to wait until daytime and keep crafting, or you can just risk it. That is totally up to you. Now I have a Trudon on me. Good thing I grabbed the steam berry, so it should be okay now. I'm gonna go in here in the water. There's a spino there. Alright. I'm saved. I am safe. So that's where those points into fortitude came in handy, in that those are steam berries that I grabbed at the last minute. Dolphin's quick tutorial to deal with Trudons. That's it, that's the biggest tutorial I had on Trudons. Alright, so now we're gonna have to get the beaver dossier. Now, this one would be a lot easier to spot if I use the key menu. And I usually like to look under the ground, spot it. So there's the spino, and I don't see it, so I'm pretty much have to go back to the beach. Have some water. I don't have any steam berries left, so if I throw it on that's aggro me, I am pretty much screwed. So almost nighttime too, so I'm being a little bit greedy by just going out there. And I think I can use this rock as well. I think it was this rock. I can use this rock as a reference. There you go. So now I remember. So in case no one has demolished that rock, you can use those pieces of stone at North 2 as a guiding point to get there. Just in case you're not really sure exactly where it is, you can use those stones as reference to where it is. So here it is. Now usually it's a very safe area. I've never seen anything that spawn here, so I can just keep gathering bushes and berries and wood and things like that. And it's a very safe area for a while. So now I'm level 30 without doing anything but just running around and just grabbing those here. So now we're gonna keep going this way. Alright. So I got a couple of choices here. There is a dossier up and down mountain, but I'm not really sure exactly where it is because it's really hard to find for me. Ooh. Really hard for my really hard for me to find on the ground, so I'm not even going to bother going for it. I mean, if anyone watching this, oh, I could just go for that instead. I mean, bless your heart, go for it. I'm not going for it because I honestly don't remember exactly where it could be. So I'm gonna go for this one. So I just gotta go right. After I come out of the oasis, I just take a right and follow this path here. Now the little series is down here, but I'm actually stay up right above it because there's usually some raptors down there, and I don't want to jump in there too early. I could probably jump down here. I'm at a point in which I could probably outrun Mustangs or fight Mustangs. So I'm gonna stay on the right side of it. And I should be running into Adelcia very soon. Better not pissed off that creature. Sometimes there's terror birds in this area, so if you do come here for this next dossier, you might want to keep into consideration. There it is. You might run into some terror birds. So that should give me a couple more levels here. Actually, give me a level. I usually go for a level of weight right there for the last one. And from there, I just can keep crafting. So, I'm at level 32. And that's just pretty much like that's pretty much just my speed run-ish way of power leveling. I did this without crafting anything. This would be a lot faster if it was like an official server with like high gather rates. I would be even higher on levels. Or if I was an official and decided to stop for a few minutes and craft for as long as I could, I could have been probably level 50 just by crafting after getting all that XP at West 2, and then all that XP after getting 3 dossiers at the from the oasis, and this one. And the one at the beaver pond. The beaver dossier. So at that point, at this point, I could just keep crafting and crafting and crafting and power level, craft stuff, craft foundations. Usually the best way would be just to get foundations. Try to get a raft. Most people like to get a raft right away, so at least all their stuff is secure. And things like that. Start killing dillos, start killing things. Always make sure you have the steam berries in case you're running a Trudon like I did earlier. And you go from there. So yeah, that's only level 32 just by getting those seers. And obviously I would have got even higher, more levels on official service if I had stopped to craft foundations. If I had decided to keep going, I could probably get the seer in the mountain. And if I kept going, I could probably go get the dossier close to the redwoods. So from there you can figure out your own destination. But this is, for me, this is personally my personal way of doing it, and it makes life a lot easier for me. At least the initial stats, my initial stats, always help out, like having that extra HP, fortitude, and having movement speed made it a lot easier to survive without any tools whatsoever. Alright guys, I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.